Are you ready to uncover the jaw-dropping truth about the housing market crash that never happened? Buckle up, because in this eye-opening YouTube video, I'm about to shatter the biggest misconception of recent times. Hi everyone, Meral Ibrahim here, realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty in the beautiful Palm Beaches, Florida. For years, experts and skeptics predicted the inevitable downfall of home prices, causing panic and uncertainty among homeowners and buyers alike. But what if I told you that everything you thought you knew was about to be turned upside down? That's what we're here to address. Join me as I dive deep into the untold story of why the housing market defied all expectations and left even the most seasoned economists scratching their heads. Home prices didn't crash. But wait, how is that possible? Economists were all prepared for the bubble to burst, but it just didn't. Here are a few of their forecasts. Jeremy Siegel, Wharton School of Business. I expect housing prices fall 10% to 15%, and the housing prices are accelerating on the downside. Mark Zandi, Chief Economist at Moody's Analytics. Buckle in, assuming rates remain near their current 6.5% and the economy skirts recession, then national house prices will fall almost 10% peak to trough. Most of those declines will happen sooner rather than later, and house prices will fall 20% if there is a typical recession. Goldman Sachs. Housing is already cooling in the US according to July data that was reported last week. As interest rates climb steadily higher, Goldman Sachs Research's G10 home price model suggests home prices will decline by around 5 to 10% from the peak in US. Economists at Goldman Sachs Research say there are risks that housing markets could decline more than their model suggests. Buyers were bracing themselves for a buyer's market, but what they found was quite the opposite. Let's reveal the shocking factors that kept the housing market afloat, defying conventional wisdom and making skeptics eat their words. The data clearly shows today's market is very different than it was before the housing crash in 2008. Rest assured, this isn't a repeat of what happened back then. Here's why. It's harder to get a loan now. It was much easier to get a home loan during the lead up to the 2008 housing crisis than it is today. Back then, banks had different lending standards, making it easy for just about anyone to qualify for a home loan or refinance an existing one. As a result, lending institutions took on much greater risk in both the person and the mortgage products offered. That led to mass defaults, foreclosures, and falling prices. Things are different today as purchasers face increasingly higher standards from mortgage companies. Unemployment recovered faster this time. While the pandemic caused unemployment to spike over the last couple of years, the jobless rate has already recovered back to pre-pandemic levels. Things were different during the Great Recession as a large number of people stayed unemployed for a much longer period of time. Here's how the quick job recovery this time helps the housing market. Because so many people are employed today, there's less risk of homeowners facing hardship and defaulting on their loans. This helps put today's housing market on stronger footing and reduces the risk of more foreclosures coming onto the market. There are far fewer homes for sale today. There were also too many homes for sale during the housing crisis, many of which were short sales and foreclosures, and that caused prices to fall dramatically. Today, there's a shortage of inventory available overall, primarily due to years of underbuilding homes. Today, unsold inventory sits at just a 2.6 months supply. There just isn't enough inventory on the market for home prices to come crashing down like they did in 2008. For a local perspective on the inventory levels, here's what I can share with you. As of April 2023, the housing inventory stands at 3.1%, a far cry from a seller's market. Equity levels are near record highs. That low inventory of homes for sale helped keep upward pressure on home prices over the course of the pandemic. As a result, homeowners today have near record amounts of equity, and that equity puts them in a much stronger position compared to the Great Recession. Most homeowners are well positioned to weather a shallow recession. More than a decade of home price increases has given homeowners record amounts of equity, which protects them from foreclosure should they fall behind on their mortgage payments. And if you're following the news today, you may still feel a bit unsure about what's happening with home prices and fear whether or not the worst is yet to come. That's because today's headlines are painting an unnecessarily negative picture. Contrary to those headlines, home prices aren't in a free fall. The latest data tells a very different and much more positive story. Local home price trends still vary by market, but here's what the national data tells us. If we take a year-over-year view, home prices stayed positive. They just appreciated more slowly than they did at the peak of the pandemic. The last year has been a tale of two halves in the housing market. In the first half of 2023, home prices were climbing and they peaked in June. Then in July, home prices started to decline, and by roughly August or September, the trend began to stabilize. The most recent data for the early part of 2023 show a recent rebound in momentum, with prices ticking back up. Monthly changes in home prices have gained steam as we moved into the busier spring season. While 1 to 2 months doesn't make a trend, prices have stabilized. A national shift is taking place today. In essence, home prices are starting to tick back up. The bad news is it rattled consumer confidence. These forecasts put doubt in the minds of many consumers about the strength of the residential real estate market. Evidence of this can be seen in the December Consumer Confidence Survey from Fannie Mae. It showed a larger percentage of Americans believed home prices would fall over the next 12 months than in any other December in the history of the survey. That caused people to hesitate about their home buying or selling plans as we entered the new year. The good news is home prices never crashed. Home prices didn't come crashing down and seem to be already rebounding from the minimal depreciation experienced over the last several months. In a report just released, Goldman Sachs explained the global housing market seems to be stabilizing faster than expected despite months of rising mortgage rates, according to Goldman Sachs research. House prices are defying expectations and are rising in major economies such as the US. I guess it's essential to look beyond the sensational headlines and dig deeper into the market's fundamentals. It's easy to get caught up in the negative narratives, but when you take a closer look, you'll see that the housing market is holding strong. It's driven by genuine demand, favorable interest rates, and a desire for stability. So while there might always be uncertainties, it's crucial to approach the housing market with an open mind and a long-term perspective. When it comes to forecasting mortgage rates, no one can know for sure exactly what will happen. I hope this video really challenged your perspective of the housing market. It's crucial to look beyond the fear-mongering and sensationalism surrounding the housing market. This video presented a balanced view highlighting the factors that contribute to its strength. So instead of panicking, we should focus on the underlying fundamentals and long-term perspective. The housing market is resilient, adapting to changing conditions and providing stability. It's about staying informed and making wise decisions based on the true state of the market. Do you feel more confident and optimistic about the housing market now? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching this video. You may also like these videos. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're looking to buy or sell in the Palm Beaches, Florida, let me know. I would love to help. The best way to get in touch is to register on my website, homesbymeral.com. The link is below. Hope you're having a wonderful day and see you in the next video. Bye.